Hey guys, welcome back to Pseudocoders. Today we are going to look at Leetcode problem 70, which is climbing stairs. This question was asked in Amazon 2021 panel interview. So we are going to do that today. Let's start by reading the question here. It says that you're climbing a staircase. It takes n steps to reach the top. Each time you can either climb one or two steps. In how many distinct ways can you climb to the top? So here n is the number of steps that are there is the number of steps that are there, and then the output is 2. That means that there are two ways to climb to the top. It's either taking one step and then take one step, or take two steps directly. And remember that you can either take one or two steps. Now let me explain you this question by taking with the help of an example here. So let's say we have our n as 3. Now we can so let's create a tree here. Let's say we have taken 0 steps and we want to reach 3. In the first step, I can either take one step or I can take two steps. So it becomes either 1, 3 and 2, 3. Now here, I can again take one step, which makes it 2. So I have total 2 steps now. And then I'll take 2 more. So 1 plus 2 is 3. So 3, 3. Going back to the left hand side again, here I can take one step again, which makes it 3, 3. And then this becomes, with 2 steps, it becomes 4, 3. Coming back to the right hand side, here I can take either one step, which means 3, 3, and then I can take 2 steps, which is 4 and 3. It's basically adding to the first number here. It's the number of steps. Okay, so let's see in how many ways can we reach n. We can reach n in which let's see 3, 3. So we reached the top here. 4, 3 is not a real number because we only have 3 steps. If we are reaching 4, 3, that means that this is not correct. 3, 3, yes, we reached the top here. 3, 3 again, and again 4, 3, it is wrong. We don't have 4 steps here, so that's wrong. So there are really 3 ways of doing it: 1, 2, and 3. So our answer would be 3. There are 3 ways to reach the top of the staircase. Okay, so this particular example, the way that we solved it is basically recursion. Okay, so if you look at it, you'll see that the time complexity here would be, taking this, splitting it into 2, again splitting it, splitting it into 2, again splitting it, again splitting it. So it's basically 2 raised to n, because you're splitting it n times, right? 1, 2, and 3. You see 1, 2, and 3. You're splitting it 3 times, and you're splitting it into 2. So that makes the time complexity 2 raised to n. Now we can optimize this. We can optimize this using memoization. And what memoization does is that if you notice, you'll see a 2, 3 here, and then 2, 3 here again. What's wrong with this particular explanation with the recursion method is that it calculates 2, 3 the first time. It calculates that, 2, 3 is 3, 3, and 4, 3. And then it again calculates the whole thing here on the right hand side. So basically it's getting repeated twice, and that adds on to the processing, and that's why it has a higher complexity. And sometimes you might run into issues, when you're giving coding exams, you'll see that you run out of time. That happens, you get a timeout error. That happens because of this. So we can actually solve this using memoization. What we are going to do is that we are going to store this state in an array, and then when we come across it again, for example here, we can just use that value instead of calculating it again for this whole part. Okay, so let's go on to our screen and write some code. Okay, so this explanation, let's keep it on the left hand side. I think it's going to go away anyway. Okay, yeah. So let's say how we are going to do it with memoization. Let's have an array. Let's call it memo. Have an array of size n plus 1. So I'm going to do here n plus 1. And then I'm going to now write a recursive function. So I'm going to do definition climb. I'm going to take in the first parameter as my step, and then this is my top, and then I'm going to pass in my memoized list. Cool. Now, what should be the terminating condition here? So we have really 3, right? We want to see if I is greater than n. So let's say, let's go back to our little drawing. Oops. Yeah, let's go back to our little drawing. You see that if I, which is this, if it's greater than n, then we want to terminate it. We don't want to go any further. So that will be our first condition. So let's write that. Let's say if I is if I is greater than n, then what do we want to do? We want to return 0 because that we are not going to count that number towards our result. The next condition would be if I is equal to n. So right here, if you see my I is equal to n, that means I have reached the top. So I want to count that as a valid scenario, as a valid reaching the top. So I'm going to do if I is equal to n, then I'm going to return 1. Now, what I'm going to do is, I talked about using memoization and storing it. So if I come across a condition where, my array, so if none of those 2 conditions are true, I'm going to see if I already have them in my memoized array and memoized list. So I'm going to check if memo of I is greater than 0, then I would return my memo of I. That means that I have calculated it before and I'm going to just return it. Why I'm checking greater than 0 is because I initialized my array with 0. So that's why I'm doing that. And then lastly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to store my results into my memoized array, a list, which is memo of 0 will be equal to calling my climb recursive function 2 times. And what's that 2 times going to look like? It's going to be I plus 1 right here, and then I plus 2. So I'm going to call my climb with I plus 1. Oops. With I plus 1 and passing in my memo, and I'm going to add it to my climb I plus 2 and then memo. And in the end, I'm going to just return my memo of I. And in the main function that we have, I'm just going to call my method. I'm going to do climb of 0, n is n, and then memo, I'm going to pass in my memo. So this, if you're getting a little confused, let me give you an example on how this is going to work. Okay, let's take our example of n equal to 3. Let me open my iPad. Okay, cool. So let's take our example of n. Oops, color change. Okay, our n is 3. Okay, now let's have our memo list here. Our list says that we are initializing it with all zeros. Okay, let me put it a little here. Yep. Now what happens is we call it initially with I equal to 0, n equal to 3, and my memo array list as this. I come in, I see that is my I here on this line. Is my I greater than n? No, it's not, it's 0. Go to the next condition. Is my I equal to n? No. Then check if my memo of I, which means that my list at the 0th position, is it greater than 0? No, it's not. It's currently 0. So what it's going to do is it's going to call this. It's going to give climb of I plus 1 and climb I plus 2. So that's going to call the climb function again. So how recursion works is, you have this box. That's how I like to do it. I like to do two calls now. I'm going to do I equal to 1, n equal to 3, and I equal to 2, n equal to 3, which is nothing but 0 plus 1 and 0 plus 2, which is this I plus 1 and I plus 2. Let's go in and expand on this. Now, let's go, I plus 1. Yeah, let's start with this now. This is the first function that is going to get called, I plus 1, which is I equal to 1. It comes here, is I, which is 1 greater than 3? No. Is 1 equal to 3? No. Is memo of 1 greater than 0? Memo of 1 is not 0. We have all zeros right now. Okay, so it's a no. Then it's going to call these two functions again with I plus 1 and I plus 2. So I is currently 1. It's going to call I plus 1, which is 1 plus 1, 2, and equal to 3, which is another box. And then it's going to do 1 plus 2, which is 3, and then 3 here. Okay, now let's go to this box. It's going to call this one first, right? I plus 1, which is 1 plus 1, 2. So it's going to call this one. It goes back, it says I greater than n. Is 2 greater than 3? No. Is 2 equal to 3? No. Is memo of 2 greater than 0? No, not right now. It's not 0. So it's going to again call these two recursive functions. It's going to be I is equal to 3, n is equal to 3, and then the next would be I is equal to 4 and n equal to 3. All I'm doing is adding 1 and 2 to my I. Okay, so then this I equal to 3, n equal to 3 gets called. Now let's go back to the conditions again. Is I greater than n? Is 3 greater than 3? No. Is 3 equal to 3? Yes, then it returns 1. So this little box is going to return, this little box is going to return 1, right? Okay, so let's go to the other one. Let's try this box now. Is I greater than n? Yes, 4 is greater than 3. Then it's going to return 0. So we are going to get 0 from this. What happens in recursion is that once you calculate something, it goes back. Here and here, it goes back. Now this particular I equal to 2 and n equal to 3, this will be 1 plus 0, which is 1. So this particular box is going to become 1. So what happens is, this particular box then becomes 1. So I equal to 2 and n equal to 3. So I equal to 2, 0, 1, 2, this box then becomes 1, right? Okay, now we calculated this box. Let's go to this box now. It says I equal to 3, n equal to 3. Goes to this particular recursion method. It says I is greater than, is my 3 greater than 3? No. 3 is equal to 3? Yes. It returns 1. So this particular box is going to return me 1. Now, now what happens is those recursion calls go back to I equal to 1 and n equal to 3. When you go back, it's going to do 1 plus 1, since we are doing climb of I plus 1 plus climb of I plus 2. So it becomes 1 plus 1. This particular box here becomes 2. Now let's update our I equal to 1 then. Our I equal to 1 really becomes 2, right? We are done with the processing on the left hand side. We go back here. This is returning 2 for us. Now let's explore the right hand side. Right hand side, we go here, we see that I equal to 2 and n equal to 3. Okay, let's say 2 is greater than 3. No. 2 is equal to 3. No. Now the memoization becomes handy. it checks if memo of I is greater than 0. Let's see. Let's see if memo of 2 is greater than 0. Yes, it is. It's 1. So we have already done calculation for this particular box, and you can see it right here. We've already done the calculation and it returned us 1. So what it's going to do is our memoized list is going to return 1. So let's say you return 1 from here. And like that, we are going to save some processing. It comes back to the main condition. It says that 2 plus 1, it gets 2 plus 1, which is 3. It updates the 0th position to 3 since I equal to 0. And then it's going to return memo of I, which is memo of 0, which is 3. And that's our answer. If you look at this, if you look at our little tree diagram, you'll see that there are 3 ways of reaching the top, and that's the answer that we have got. So this is the optimized approach. Let me try and submit it. I'm submitting it. Okay, yeah. So it's accepted. And the time complexity. Let's talk about the time and space complexity here. Since we are only doing processing once, our time complexity here becomes O of n, because we are going through each and every calculation just once. So that makes our time complexity of O of n, whereas our space complexity is basically how much space are we using. We have used just one array, that's the memoization array, and that array size is n plus 1. And we usually drop plus 1, plus 2, during the complexity calculation. So it's going to be again O of n. So the time and space complexity of this particular algorithm is O of n. Okay, so this code is going to be on GitHub. I have included the link below in the description. Please give it a thumbs up if you like this video, and please subscribe to it. Happy coding.